How you going, you Goomba? Today we're going to be diving into one of my favorite new decks coming out of Stellar Crown, and it's none other than the star of the set, Terapagos EX. Not only is it a dapper new member of the Turtle Club, but it's going to be tanking hits while dishing out some serious damage. So if you think you're turtly enough for the Turtle Club, you've come to the right place, because today we're going to be teaching you how to pilot this beast of a deck. Let's not waste any more time though and get right into it. Now, Terapagos might not look like a tank right off the hop, only having 220 HP, so you're probably sitting there wondering, well, how's this little guy meant to be surviving against the heavy hitters that are in the format? Well, first of all, I've got to say, great question. Has anyone ever told you that you ask great questions? But also, he's in the Turtle Club, so he's got a whole team backing him up, so that's how you goof. The first member of that team is Bouffalant. With two of these guys in play, you're going to be reducing the damage your basic colorless Pokemon take by 60. Effectively giving your Terapagos 280 HP if an opponent's trying to go for a one-shot into you, and scaling up from there if they have to go for multiple hits. That's just the start though, since you can push up Terapagos HP into true tanking territory by giving it a Bravery Charm. You're going to be boosting your HP by another 50, bringing you to 330 HP all up, which is kinda nuts. That's as much as a Stage 2 EX Pokemon, but you don't need a rare candy to get there, and you can get to that point as early as turn 1. So that's a pretty big deal. With that amount of health, opponents will often have to be going for 2 shots into you, but as we're also going to be running Penny in the deck, it's probably going to take them more than that many hits before they get a prize. Penny's going to let you scoop up your Terapagos after it's tanked a few hits, and you get to take all cards attached with it into your hand as well, so your energy and your tool cards are going to come with it. You then just pop it back down onto the bench like nothing happened. It's going to reset your defenses while keeping pressure on your opponent. The best way to do this play is comboing it by either going into another Terapagos or pivoting into a Pokemon that has free retreat, like Pidgeot EX. Not only is Pidgeot going to have free retreat, but it's also going to be a key piece in boosting our consistency. Its ability lets you search your deck once per turn for just any card. So you need an energy? Grab it. Need a supporter card like Colress or Arven to get into more pieces? Pidgeot's got you covered. It's going to help thin your deck while getting you into key pieces every single turn. And I mentioned Colress. By getting that, you're effectively getting into 3 cards, since this guy's great for getting you your energy and our stadium, Area Zero Underdepths, which is a key part of the deck. The stadium lets you expand your bench size up to 8 Pokemon as long as you've got a Terra Pokemon in play. And Terapagos EX is literally the Terra Pokemon, so yeah, we're all good on that front. It also really likes filling up your bench, since its attack is going to scale by 30 for each Pokemon that we have out, so with a full bench you can get up to 240 damage. Now admittedly, this damage is going to drop to 220 since we're going to be playing double turbo energy to just charge it up with one attachment, which reduces your damage output by 20. But it's enough to KO most basic EX and V Pokemon in the format, and with how tanky Terapagos is, you'll be two-shotting anything else, so yeah, we're kind of fine. As for our Pokemon in play to scale up our damage, we've already mentioned we're playing Bouffalant for boosting up our defense and Pidgeot for consistency. But another bird is arguably even better at helping us get set up, and that's Noctowl. When you evolve up into Noctowl, you get to search your deck for any 2 trainer cards, similar to Inteleon that had the Shady Dealings ability, and we all know how strong that card was when it was in the format. It was a stage 2 though, and Noctowl's a stage 1, so there's gotta be a catch. And, well, yeah, there is. You need a Terra Pokemon in play to be able to use Noctowl, which makes your sequencing very important. Don't evolve up into Noctowl before you get a Terapagos out, or you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. And yeah, I definitely didn't make that mistake, and certainly wouldn't have done it while I was live on stream. Yeah. Anywho, one of my favorite plays for Noctowl is grabbing a rare candy and a Feather Ball. Feather Ball lets you search your deck for a Pokemon with free retreat, which we already covered. Pidgeot EX does free retreat, and rare candy lets you evolve immediately into it, giving you access to any card in your deck, not just your trainer cards. Now to add consistency to our consistency pieces though, we're also going to be playing Fan Rotom. On your first turn of the game, it lets you search your deck for 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. This can be great to get our Hoothoot, Noctowl, and Pidgey, and technically even gets you into Bouffalant, helping you get your key pieces on the board and having Noctowl in hand to evolve up on the following turn. Ideally, I'd say get yourself a Hoothoot, Noctowl, and Pidgey, and if you already have one of those 3 cards in your hand, grab yourself a second Hoothoot instead, so that on the following turn, potentially you get 2 Noctowls out, and you're in a really good spot. But I guess if you do already have like 2 Hoothoot in hand, then yeah, get yourself like a Pidgey, Noctowl, maybe a Bouffalant. Just remember, you can only use this the first turn of the game though, and you can only use 1 Rotom per turn. So it's basically like you get this once per game. It's not just great for establishing your board though, since you can even attack with it, hitting 70 damage for just a single energy as long as there's a stadium card in play. This is enough damage to KO a pre-evolution Pokemon, putting pressure onto your opponent, since turn 1 of the game, Terapagos can't attack, so it's not a bad shout to go for. It also gives you a way to get past Mimikyu, who has 70 HP and is invincible into EX Pokemon, so your Terapagos and Pidgeot can't deal with it, but Rotom's got you covered. Some other utility Pokemon in the list are Radiant Tsareena to help heal Terapagos and protect our board from some chip damage being applied to it, just heal 20 every single turn, not a bad shout. We've also got Fezandipiti EX, which gives you draw power after you lose a Pokemon, and can technically even snipe your opponent's bench if you're in a pinch. We've got DTE to pay for 2 energy, and then you could just chuck a Mist Energy or another DTE on there, and yeah, start targeting their board. We do also have Genesect in here that can block your opponent's ace spec cards from being played, as long as it's got a tool card attached to it. So you check a rescue board on there and all of a sudden it becomes a pivot Pokemon for you, while also providing some pretty neat disruption. Now with all these Pokemon in play, one thing to be very mindful of is your bench management. If your stadium ever gets bumped, or you only have one Terapagos EX in play and it gets removed from play, either by getting knocked out or you scooping it up with a penny, you'll have to go back down to 5 bench spaces. Prioritize keeping your Terapagos and Pidgeot EX above all else, as they're what's going to keep you in the game and moving forwards. And depending on your board state, Bouffalant and Fezandipiti would be next in priorities. If you need to discard anything, your Rotom and Noctowl are the easiest choices to make, since once they've done their job, they're basically just there to boost up Terapagos' damage. So it's like, hey, I have to discard something? Cool, Noctowl, you've done your thing, get out of here. Rotom, there's no Mimikyu in play, I don't need you. All right, see ya. Discard for ya. A concept I had experimented with when playing this deck was using Gengar, since if you have to scale down your bench, you just bin that. Then once you get another stadium out, you get Gengar back from the discard pile and into play. Now, as the deck doesn't run many ways to discard cards or find evolution pieces, it didn't feel overly consistent in this build, but it's definitely something to experiment with to keep your damage output up. The last card I want to cover in the list though is Mist Energy. This is a great way to prevent effects like Star Requiem or Frenzied Gouging that get around our defense and just declare, hey, you're knocked out. You just attach a Mist Energy and we can easily fix that problem in those matchups. This is also going to help protect our bench from things like Devolution TM that could shut down our Pidgeot EX, just going, hey, you're a Pidgey now. I can see all your rare candies in the bin. You're in a bad spot now. We just go, well, there's Mist Energy in that. I'm just going to ignore the fact that you said Devolution TM and yeah, we're good. It also protects you from damage counters from Dragapult EX that may be trying to pick apart your bench pieces. The rest of the list though is pretty standard staples, but if you have any questions about them, I'm always more than happy to have a chat in the comments down below. We've got key pieces like Draw Support, Gust, and Pokemon Search that should be included in pretty much every deck, slightly lower counts because we do have Noctowl to get into them. We just evolve up, thin those pieces out of our deck, get into our key cards, and we're in a pretty good spot. Something I do wish I could find room for though is some more Pokemon recovery, being either Super Rod or potentially even a copy of Miriam, for when our stadium gets bumped and we need to get Pokemon back into our deck to get them back onto the board. Honestly, I didn't find myself in many situations where I needed to fully re-establish the bench though, so I didn't put it at like the highest priority to have in the list. If we were able to include it though, what card would you cut to make space for it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the list, and if you're gonna give it a go, make sure to hit that like button to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe if you're after more decks like this. But now that you know what the deck's all about, let's hop into a game and see how we go with it. MW, is this a full colorless list? Are you playing the energy for the second attack? Nah, we're just going all in on the first attack. The second attack, I don't know. Like, in theory, it's good, but at the same time, you just gust around it, right? It's like, oh, it doesn't take damage from basics. Boss, Prime Catcher, like, or Evolve. It's not bad in theory, but I just, the amount of setup it requires, I don't think it's worth it. And the fact that it can get played around. Kleber, you've been working on a list yourself, but you haven't been able to come up with anything particularly consistent. Ah, fair. Fair. All right, get that down. Buddy. Get that and... another owl? Yeah. Another owl seems neat. I've got one in hand already, but then this one's thin for my deck, so I'm more likely to draw into good things. We can use this now to get... double Noctowl Bouffalant? Yeah. And then from here, I think we just pass. Yeah. Same logic applies. I don't want to bench the Bouffalant just because if they are having a bit of a slow start, I don't want them to gust it into the active because it is an awkward one to get out of the active spot. They're not running Basin, are they? Okay. Like, are they gonna check Magma Basin in play? Charge that up, take a KO first turn. Like, that'd be pretty spicy. The only time you two talk. Wow. I'm not sure if that's a bit or not, pal. You got the ducks? Oh, well, like, that's, you know what? That's balanced then. That's a fair trade. That's 100%, that's 50-50. If anything, that's like 60-40. Ducks is, you know, they're where it's quack. Okay, we get another boof. I need the Terra in play before I play the Noctowl. Don't make that mistake again, Triple. Don't be a dum-dum. You're better than that, allegedly. Okay, we get the rescue board, we get the nest ball. We go nest ball for the Pagos. They're all in here, which is good. Which means now I can go Noctowl for... I don't even need the Feather Ball. Literally Noctowl for probably Stadium Rare Candy. Prime Catcher would be good though, just take out one of these Charmanders. Because I don't get to a point where I can take out the Entei. I have more Noctowls though, so we can just do that. On another Noctowl. Yeah. Get the rescue board, we have the free retreat. I can get into the Pagos. This is going to get me the energy. This is going to get me what? This was supposed to get me the Prime Catcher. I wasn't supposed to hard retreat that. That was dumb. Don't do what I do, guys. Take a minute. Think out your plays a little bit further in advance. A little bit further. Okay. Well, at least I haven't attached the energy yet. So we're going to grab an energy. The other Noctowl is going to grab me the Prime Catcher Nest Ball. We can still get out of this situation. It's fine. And like, that's so tempting to spin, but I know it's just going to punish me. So we're not going to do that. Bouffalant. Bouffalant. Theoretically leave a spot for Fezandipiti, or we put down a Hoothoot, because Hoothoot could be a Noctowl on next turn. We could go Pidgeot for Noctowl to get into more things. I feel like that's a better option. Right, like Fez for 3 is good, but I also have Pidgeot for just any specific thing. And at the moment, I'm not too concerned about them taking knockouts. They're not going to knock out the Pagos. They're not able to knock out the Pidgeot yet. They could gust around and take out like a Bouffalant. They could bump my Stadium. They bump the Stadium, we get rid of the Noctowl, Fan Rotom. Probably the Noctowl that has the skateboard. That sucks. There's an owl riding a skateboard. Like, it's just too cool. Like, I'd watch that movie. It's like Air Bud, but the name would make a little bit more sense because it can actually fly. MW, you'd like to know who got the Kangaskhan? Wow, they are in Australia. So, oh. Can't get child support on ducks? What? Ooh, okay, maybe it is just 50-50 then, not 60-40. All right, so they've got 4 Seal Stone for nobody knows. Okay, Rare Candy and or Zard, I'm guessing. We know now. Milky, you can play things like baby Pokemon such as Cleffa, Elekid, Magby, and some others like Shaman from Temporal Forces and more Peko for the free retreaters and the Toxtricity. Yeah. Risky though. There's a lot of things that can deal with the little guys. If you went that route, I feel like you'd almost have to run it with Rapska. Oh, get out of here. You make me get rid of the owl on a skateboard. But who hurt you? Who hurt you? He was so neat. He's gone. He's just gone, just like that. If I could snap, that would have been made a snap sound. Just never figured it out. Yeah, Entei hits us and does not a lot. So I think from here we literally just go Penny, pick this up, put it back, or attach the energy onto this, tap the Entei. Theoretically, we boss that. He's doing what? 180 minus 60. Oh no, he's not doing 180. He's doing 210 minus 60. 150, which is just enough to take us out. So I'd need the Bravery Charm on it. So for right now, you know what? I think we do just kind of power through this. We boss this up. We start hitting him. I'm getting at another DTE. Right, because how much am I hitting for right now? 150, 130. Goes down to 200 remaining. We just need to fill up our bench again and then hit him afterwards. If I go for Area Zero, we're not doing enough right now. Oh, unless I go for Noctowl. Could go for the Noctowl to get the stadium. Buddy Buddy? Buddy Buddy doesn't get me enough things out. No. Let's do this. We're gonna get the stadium and maybe Tsareena. Just to play it safe. So this and this. Just in case they get rid of the item, we're outside of range now. Fezandipiti wouldn't be protected from this. This only applies to colorless Pokemon, so it would have 210. They'd be able to Gust Kill it, so we don't put that on the bench. Us hitting them for 160 is fine. Like, we're half hitting into it. They're going to be on the defensive here. Gleeber, you have it with the Scoville and no other grass types or fire types, so you're kind of messing around with some versions of the deck that did have a Radiant Zard as a backup attacker. Ooh, that's kind of spicy. Yeah, I don't mind that idea, actually. What do we got in the chat? Dynamo. Ooh, I'll get it on that. I'm not sure why they're overcommitting energy to an Entei. That's different. Okay. Oh no, not the Buffalo. Okay. Well, Fezandipiti's online at least. I still don't think I bench it, because I bench it, it becomes an easy target for this, right? It scales up by 20. It'd be doing 100 based off us. 100, like we'd probably be fine. They don't seem to be benching out too much. Theoretically, I want to like boss kill that just to hurt their consistency. If that stays in, they can get back into the game. This is already half hit. It's not too much of a threat. I take that out. I go down to 4 prizes remaining. Zard goes up to 240. And we're taking that full hit to the face, which would take us out. So yeah, we probably do get the Bouffalant back. We're probably fine to do this. We'll just get the Bouffalant. Get the Boof back. We heal. We know that they don't have access to another Zard. The Entei is not doing like crazy numbers. This should be fine to tank another hit. Are we just shy of the knockout though? Oh, we are. Okay, we'll put that down then. I still don't want to bench the Fezandipiti though. Fezandipiti just feels like a liability. It's a good one, but it's still a liability. You're not taking 2 prizes. Yeah, they scoop. All right, Pagos is feeling pretty fast for a turtle. I'm liking this. I think one more game with it. And then yeah, pretty confident in saying I would sleeve this up. Don't forget it's faster than the rabbit. The turtle in the hair. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, the Cinderace is an interesting one. A couple of people have asked me about it. They're like, "Oh, is this card good?" And I'm like, it's not bad, but it's not good. They're like, "Oh, but like with Max Belt, you get up to 330," and it's like, yeah, but getting the energy on it, you're struggling. Like to get the energy on it, you're running it with Charizard or you're running it with Infernape. And if you're running it with Charizard, just play Charizard. Like you're just running a less consistent Charizard if you're running it with Cinderace. And if you're playing it with DTE, then you're not hitting the breakpoint numbers. So yeah, it just feels kind of pointless. You really want it to work? Yeah, like there's probably ways you could get it there. You just need ways to scale the damage, which it's like, do you then run it with like a poison box, right? Like do you check in some Brute Bonnets to scale it up? Brute Bonnet, Radiant Sneasler, maybe, but I feel like you'd want to be running that with like Radiant Charizard for a late game attacking option. And if you're playing it with Purlius Jungle, you're not hitting the extra fire damage into Charizard, so it's kind of pointless. Interesting playing down a Lumineon when you can't play the supporter yet. Oh, no, you can. Yep, Carmine. Yep. Totally fair. I'm going to eat those words real quick. Like, it's a bold choice there. Logic. Wow, it is showing I have not played Standard in a while. Just been playing budget build battles for the most part. And like when we have played Standard, it's mostly been into like Drago, Thorns, Zards. I haven't seen too many Lugias updated. This is cool. I like it. That was a really smart play. Okay, 220. We can get to it with a full bench. Odds of getting there, not great. Not impossible, but not great. Actually, I think impossible. We have no way to draw more cards here. Okay, that's a way to draw more cards. Kind of, but... So we're gonna go Fan Rotom for Noctowl, Pidgey, Bouffalant. Then we at least get the extra Bouffalant. They've got Minchino already on the board though, so they just scale that up and deal with us. So off this, do I just grab Pidgeot or maybe I grab Terapagos? I might just grab another Terapagos. Right, I've got the Nest Ball ready for the Fan Rotom. I guess hindsight, grabbing a second Hoothoot wouldn't have been a bad shout there. We will put the Pagos down just in case you get hit with the Iono. I don't want to put the Stadium down too early because Lugia can bump the Stadium. And theoretically, I guess theoretically we could gust up the Ursaluna just to buy a turn. Right, because they just hard retreat this, go into that, and knock us out. I gust that up, they have to work for it. It feels like a waste of a boss, but at the same time, we've got Palpad. Like, just leaving them with Lugia in the active, it just feels kind of free. Really wish we could have got a draw supporter there. Because, yeah, if we could have dealt with Lugia first turn, easy. MW, you're playing the non-snipe version and play it like Zacian. Okay, cool. Yeah, because like it's got free retreat, right? So like you go Cinderace, tap them, bounce, tap them, bounce. It's not a bad shout. Because you have what, Magma Base and DTE to get it online? Or how are you running it? I mean, you can't attack it unless you have the 3 energy. For the Cinderace? Yeah, so it's like base and DTE. Isn't that the play? It's fire double colorless for the 280 attack, so it goes down to 260. No turtle. What do you mean? Why can't I attack unless I have 3 energy? I only need 2. 2 energy. What are you talking about? 2. Oh, I was talking about taking out Lugia. He's 220. I just needed a full bench. Read what? Oh, yep. Yep. The penny has dropped. Okay, we go Noctowl. Noctowl's gonna get us rare candy Featherball. Welcome to the Goomba Gang, France Shade. Grab that. We'll go Mezagosa, see if we can expand the bench some more here. Oh, we can. Have they done the A spec yet? No. Theoretically. Could go for him. I'm kind of leaning towards a Hoothoot though, I'll be honest. Yeah, I think it's just Hoothoot. And we got to deal with that. That's the biggest threat, which is strange to say. We deal with that, or I guess we could take these out. We take these out and this becomes less of a threat. And then these guys are just tank their hits. Huh. You've got to get me DTE though. Right, we deal with this. They try and charge him up. Then they put one more onto him. They probably just go into him, right? They go into him, then they start charging that up. Do I take out your attackers or I take out these annoying birds? I think I just take out the birds. So I do this to get him out of the active. Bring up the birds. Don't really want to bump this. I bump this, that means he can come out, but we're not in range of getting one shot anyways, unless they charge this up. 5 energy onto that. All the DTs are out though. So yeah, it would be literally just... Well, DT just counts as 1 anyways. 5 onto it still gets 350. I think I do need this. I hate that little rat. But I'm dealing with this, so they can only get 3. Overthinking. We swing through this. If they bump my stadium, I can get rid of the damaged Pagos. I can get rid of the Noctowl. Kleber, you posted the list over in Discord. A first draft version of the Toxtricity deck you threw together, but it's kind of a mess. Ah, so good. All decks start somewhere. I'm keen to see the concept. Different types of Mon feel really okay, but still figuring out the right supporters / trainers to round everything out. Fair. Now we can take a look. We can take a look. Okay, are they going to try and take out my Pagos with a Iron Hands? A little cheeky if they do. A little cheeky it is, yeah. Okay. So we tank that hit. He's only going to be swinging for what, 120 into us? 120 minus 60, swinging for 60 into us. So that's, the Ampy very much isn't a threat. It's more so I just need to loop him, right? Which, if I get Tsareena, I go down to 120. He hits me for 140, gets a KO, so we likely do just need to scoop this up now. Or actually, hang on, can this attack back-to-back? During your next turn, this can't attack. Okay. I'm kind of leaning towards just getting a Tsareena. Oh my god, a Tsareena prized. They scooped. Okay, we're good. Like, we get Tsareena, we heal it, or we get Penny, we scoop it, we loop it. We tap the Ursaluna, it starts to run, they go into Iron Hands, it's not doing anything into us, really. Or... No, best case scenario would have been grabbing the Tsareena. If we went Tsareena, bossed up the other Archeops, then the Ursaluna comes up and it can hit us again. That's fine, they take it out. And then we just kind of tank hits from there. I wish they didn't scoop it. I wanted to play that one out. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you're keen for more shenanigans, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos. But in the meantime, YouTube seems to think that you'll like these ones right here. Till next time though, stay golden, you Goomba.